peeps, it's that time again. It's your girl Shell, and I'm here because of one thing only, and that's Big Brother 28. All about time travel this year. Anyway, I think it's going to be a really good ride. It's going to do well, and I'm here for it, and I hope you guys are too. Anyway, you guys know I have a bit of a memory problem, so I do have my outline here with me, so you may see me looking down a little bit. I promise you nothing's going on crazy at my feet. Nothing at all. It's just that I'm glancing down for my little notes, my highlights, outline rather, so I'll know exactly where I'm going with this. Otherwise, I'll be all over the place with you. I might still be a little bit all over the place because you know how I am. But anyway, let's jump right in. I decided I wanted to go a little bit different from last time, and I plan on, at least for this video, like once a week I'll try to do it, because I want to focus more on the household, head of household reign. So each week I want to go ahead, check, see how each head of household is doing during their reign, whether or not they're doing a good job or doing a bad job, what they could improve on, what they should have done better, and what they should have left totally out of the equation. Anyway, so the first head of household, we have Dee. And I think Dee did a really good job. I actually have like a little rating scale, y'all. Of course, if you hit 10, that's just excellent. You did a good job as a head of household. I don't know if anyone would hit that 10, but next is 9 to 7, which would mean you did a good job. 6 to 4 means you did an okay job, and man, anything less than that is just darn poor. I mean, you didn't really have to win the head of house, so you should have just stayed out of the competition because you really don't know what you're doing. That's what 3 to 0 means. You don't know what you're doing, and you need not be head of household. Anyway, well, let's start with Dee. I do believe that Dee did a pretty good job during her reign as head of household, starting with the competition. I think she did really good in the competition. She was solid in that. I also like the fact that she took control of her head of household, because if you guys don't remember, when Chuck and Camus was in the room, and she asked them, okay, who we're gonna put up? What do y'all think? And Camus just jumped right in and started talking about who he want her to put up. Well, so-and-so should go up, this one should go up. But I feel like what he should have done was showed her the respect she needed as head of household, because she earned that. So I know she asked, but we know she didn't ask you to try and take over. She said it herself when she commented on that herself. What Camus should have done was said something to the effect, oh yeah, we do need to talk about that. What you're thinking, this is your head of household. We want to make sure somebody you want out, go out, so your HOH matter. You know, let the person know that you respect their position in that alliance that you're in, that you're not going to try to walk over, you're not going to try and rule things and just work, and that is like a selfish thing, right? But you're for the alliance. But if you start spilling the beans, talking about you want this one, that one out because of you, what you want, that's not cool at all. And that's exactly what Camus did. I don't know if that's what he intended, but it could come off that way easily. Now something I did, and another thing that I think she did really well is just her overall way of reigning. She reigned with confidence. You know, she was no pushover. If she said she wanted something to happen, it happened. As a matter of fact, all throughout this week, the girl dominated. What she wanted took place, and that's how you're supposed to handle your head of household, to make sure that it's working for your game, because that's the whole purpose. Otherwise, what's the point of fighting really hard to try and be head of household? That's your time to make your game better, to position yourself better in the game, to forge some kind of relationships with different people in the house, so that you could be okay. Because remember, you're going to be vulnerable after this reign is over, because you can't even compete for the head of household the next week. So sit yourself pretty. Set yourself up pretty, I should say. But anyway, what I didn't like, it was two things that I didn't like that she did with her reign. The first one is, because when I first saw it, because I was looking at the live feeds, and I was able to tell who was on the blog, that it was, who was it? It was Yash, Mallory, and Taylor. And I'm like, wait a minute. Yash is from her group. And I'm like, oh, I know what happened. Maybe the other two, Devins and Angela, talked her into just taking one person from each. But lo and behold, when the show came on, when the episode came on, I'm like, this was this crazy girl's idea. You should never do anything like that. I mean, and then on top of that, she chose the wrong person from her group, because Yash was very vocal in helping her get the right pieces at the right time so that she could finish before the other two. And you go and put your own up? That didn't make any sense at all, especially since, in addition to the three groups, you had two people who never even showed themselves worthy anyway, because they weren't even able to play in the competition, you know. So she could have easily put two people in, somebody from Devin's group, somebody from Angela's group, and then one of the people who did not, one of the two people who did not play in a competition. That would have been better. But instead, and I like the fact that Camus tried to tell her this, because it kind of like redeemed him from what he did. You know what I mean? So, hey buddy. So it kind of redeemed him, right? But what he should have done, still his delivery wasn't that great, you know? Because again, it kind of comes off like you're trying to run her HOH or tell her what to do. It's about how you said. It wasn't all bad what he said, but he could have did it in a more tactful way, you know. And she heard, and she realized that that did make a lot of sense, but I guess she wanted to just go ahead and do what she had to do. That was part of her confidence, doing what she wanted to do. But it still was a bad move, in my opinion. Now, and then too, I feel like it was really unnecessary for her to put Yash up, or anyone from her group up, so to speak, because even when it was time to do the replacement nom, all you had was that other person. And as powerful as she is in the house right now, she's sitting pretty, because they're fearing her, you know. Two-time winner of Survivor. Come on now, the girl is a beast, competition wise. So she could have easily told what's his name, the Barrett, that, hey, I gotta put you up. I can't put anyone up from a group, you know, so you're the only other person. So that's the only way. And she could have even prepared him before the time came. Look, I gotta put up one of the two of you, and you know I'm not putting you up. I'm doing Ashley. But just know, if somebody take themselves off, then I would have to put you up, but you have to know that you will be good. I will make sure they know that you're not the target. Do not put you out. And he'd be good. You know what I'm saying? But that's how she should have did it, even if he wouldn't have been good, because that made more sense, and it's less blood on your hands. And that's key in the Big Brother house. You don't want too much blood on your hands. If you can avoid it, avoid it. But I understand she doesn't quite know. I don't know if she even looked at the game. Probably looked at one or two, who knows, but not a super fan of it. So maybe she just didn't know that. Now, something else I did want to point out was that tonight, like, her reign did not end. She still had to show and prove that she was doing a good job as a HOH, or handling her HOH as she should have. Because even after you put up the nominations, the initial 3 nominations, you have to be working in that house. She needed to be working to ensure her threat leaves the home, which was Yash. And I think she did that. You know, she was putting seeds in the people in her alliances, their heads, letting them know that he's the one that need to go and so forth. And also the second thing that she needed to work on was relationships. You know, they didn't show too much unless it was on the live feeds. I didn't get a chance to really do too much live feed viewing most of the week. I'm trying to change that and see if I could do it now. But I actually have it on right now, but they're showing the little cats, dogs, or rabbits. Right now they're showing cats. But I'll be looking at that so I can have something to tell you. If I find something juicy, you best believe, check us out. If you see me, that's because I'm giving you the tea, okay? I'm giving you the tea. So just keep an eye out for it. If there's anything interesting that happens, I'll definitely let you know. Now, that's all I had to say about Dee with her reign. So I feel like she's doing a good job, and I'm sure everybody else does too. Now, I'll spend just a couple of minutes on other news. In other Big Brother news, and the Oscar goes to who? Jason! Yay! I know y'all knew that was a good performance that the dude did, but really, he made it for naught. Because going back, why in the world would he go back and tell somebody that this is what he was doing? It was enough to tell us, the viewers. We love that. We eat that all up. But inside the house, you can't tell nobody else in the house that you're playing somebody like that. Especially if it's not somebody you have an alliance in. True enough, it was somebody he had an alliance with. But guess what? He just made the alliance. What kind of nonsense is that? You cannot do that, Jason. No, no, no. You don't know who's with who. You just tried you just formed this so-called alliance with Drew and Melody, which is a bad alliance in itself. And that, to me, he should have known that. When you're in the Big Brother house, you have to be very observant. And I think it was the last season, no, the season before that, the one with, not Ashley, with, I forget the girl's name. She played a phenomenal game. But yeah, with her, the one before the one with Ashley, the lawyer. She did a really good job playing that game. She was very observant. And that's what you have to do and be in the Big Brother house, observant. You got to make sure you're watching people. Sit back. Don't always try to be the life of the party. Don't always try to be heard. If you try too hard, you're doing just that. You're trying too hard, and it's not going to work. So sometimes zip it, sit back, and pay attention to what's going on. Listen to conversations where you have to say something, because a lot of time if you're too quiet, they're going to be suspicious of you then too, because you need to be part of the conversation. So say something here or there, not insignificant, but something that will make them feel like you're in on the conversation. That's just what you have to do. And so he never should have said that to Drew and Melody, because he had, and I have to remind myself, I can see all this stuff. These people can't. But it's still bad gameplay, because he should have known better than that. You just made this alliance with these people. Come on now. And I really do like Yash, like I was just telling you before. But to me, he made a really bad move by letting Dee know that he was hurt by the nominations, by being put up on the block. 9 times out of 10, the head of household already know you're not pleased with it. Of course, because who wants to be up on the block? But what you have to do is try to be convincing that I understand why. Like you say, yeah, I feel bad about it. I didn't want to go up on the block, but, especially if they told you why they did it, you can say, but I really understand why you did it, because that makes a whole lot of sense, In the back of your mind, you could be like, heifer, come on now. You did not have to put me up. I'm rooting you on. I'm helping you out. And you put me up? Come on. First chance I get, I'm coming for you. And I know Paprika, she and I, we talk about it. She's not feeling well, so she's not here, because really we're supposed to be doing this together. But she felt like I was letting her know that I think that he should absolutely If he wins is the next head of household, that's an easy out for him. Put her up. I'm putting you up because that's easy for me. It's early, you know, we don't know too much. I was too busy fighting for my life last week because I was on the block. So I wasn't able to have that luxury of sitting back and trying to figure people out and see who's who. So it's almost like I'm on week 1. Like this is my first time. So I'm just trying to eliminate as much of the blood that I put on my hands. And I really think that it's okay to put you on the block since you put me on the block last time, right? So I don't want you to go home. Trust me, I don't, because I think I truly, when I told you I understood why you put me on the block, I really did understand why you put me on the block. You know, tell her what you know she want to hear or what would be convincing to her. To me, that's what you do. And now I just have to put a little bit more blood, a little bit of blood on my hand by nominating 2 additional people. I don't even know what I'm gonna do. I'm about to go up to the room, think a little bit hard on it or whatever. But give her that. Let her know ahead of time. Hey, you're going up on the block. To me, that's the best thing you do. Let the person you're gonna put up know you're putting them up. You don't want to blindside them unless it's supposed to be a blindside. But on this, you can't blindside them anyway because there's the blockbuster. Because even when you put them up, they have that opportunity of playing the blockbuster to get themselves off the block. There's no back door. So I think he hurt himself by doing that because now you're forever a target of hers because she thinks you're coming after her or she knows you're coming after her. You want that element of surprise. You don't need anybody speculating and knowing your next move. No, keep them thinking, my dear, thinking. I'm almost done, I promise. So with Melody, I think Melody is going way too hard too soon. I can understand wanting to distance yourself from someone who's making a spectacle like Mallory was doing, but she went too hard with it, going to the head of household, letting her know. And I mean, she was really in on it. What I did like is that Lyric, because Melody looked at Lyric like, are you going to jump in and amen me? But Lyric didn't say anything. That was your idea. It's almost like Lyric saying, that was your idea to come up here and do this. I'm up here with you for support, to support you, but I'm not about to say anything. And she didn't. And I like that about her. But it didn't go well. Dee saw clean through it as anybody would have seen clean through that because it was just ridiculous. You don't come up out of the blue. Everybody saw you guys together all the time. You're like this. And all of a sudden you come and talk, we don't have nothing together. I like her, blah, 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 this, and backtracking and all that. And then she went to Drew with the same thing. And it just makes you look or rather disloyal. It makes you look disloyal. And who wants to play the game with someone who's disloyal? They saw you thick as thieves with both Lyric and Mallory. And now that Mallory is in a bind, you choose to jump ship from the girl? That doesn't look good at all, Melody. It doesn't look good at all. And I feel like she was, underestimating Mallory. It's too early in the game to do that. She was too cocky, telling the girl, well, no, I'm not going to use the head of the thing on you. I mean, true, yeah, you can be honest if you want to, but it's just the way she did it. And I also believe that she could have avoided telling her, well, no, right out no. She could have said, well, let's just check and see. We don't even know if I'm going to get it or not, or win it or not. But if I win it, that's definitely on the table. But there is a lot of things to think about. So just let's see how everything play out. You might not even have to worry about it because I might not even win. I might not even get picked or whatever. But I think that's what she should have done instead of just telling the girl that. She was so cocky. And when Mallory took herself off the block, I saw her face. I'm talking about Melody. She knew she made a mistake. And she was trying to backpedal. Oh, how wonderful, blah, trying to be loud with it and everything. I am very observant myself. And that's exactly what you did. If you guys can rewind, go back and rewind and check her out and see what happened. I saw the look of shock when she realized the girl had won it. And then I saw the fear and the overcompensating to try and cover up that fear and that shock or whatever. But you should just wait. Stop being so she's irrational. She was irrational with going to D. She was irrational in going to Drew, and she was irrational with her response and her dealings with Mallory. I think she should have just chilled out a little bit. And that makes me, the next thing I say, very important to Lyric at least. Lyric, girl, you better watch your back. Because this one here, Melody, she will stab you in a minute. So watch your back. She's relying too much on her. But she's showing a little bit that she can stand her own. Because when they went in that room, like I said with D, she didn't open her mouth. That wasn't her plan to do. That was Melody's plan. So she let Melody do what she had to do. But she went up there with her to support her. And I like that. And lastly, Angela. Before I do Angela. Angela had me fooled. I am not gonna lie, because when Drew came back and let her know what Jason did, I for sure thought that girl was about to blow a top. Well, I was pleasantly surprised. She kept calm, and she didn't do that. But of course, we know it was short-lived, because man, she looked like a little train wreck in that one of the rooms. Talk about no, let's not go there. You know, thinking about things when she, and I feel like that messed her up, because I think she had every intention to play the game differently, but when she found out that she was played by Jason, something snapped. And the girl is going polo loco again. A little bit polo loco. And they better watch out. Something about to happen. She might blow up their alliance. What is it called? It's the red something. And what's the other one? I cannot remember. I am so irritated with myself right now. But she will blow up their alliances. They better watch out. And that's why I would not. But then again, Devins and Dee probably didn't even know anything about that. I don't know. They know she was on there because, you know, as crazy of a player she was, she made a name for herself. So people heard about it. And gamers know about other games, right? They may not be watching every episode or whatever, but they realized who she was. And probably reading the comments and things like that, they can see how, I don't want to say thrilled, but how fragile she was. Fragile. So, I don't know. I would never have gotten into an alliance with her. And the audacity of her. Here she is in 2 alliances. Rome isn't in either of those alliances. But here, when she finds out that, or thinks, which he is, that he's forming an alliance, she feels slighted. Talking about, here you are forming an alliance and I'm not in it. Heifer, you can't be in every alliance. And think about it. You didn't put him in yours. So why do you expect him to put you in his? Come on now. And she just let that throw her off like crazy. The girl went berserk. And she's doing the same thing she did on the other season that she was on. Running back, telling them, for one, the first lie is she told them that the boy was taking a lot of people up to the gym. It wasn't a lot of people. I think it was 2 or 3 people that was up there with him. And Camus, which he is irritating me again. Makes the 3rd thing he's doing that's not smart. Because when Angela told him this, what did he do? He definitely didn't go and fact check. He took what she said, ran with it, and not only did he go back and repeat it, he embellished. He said everybody. She said certain names. She didn't say names. She said had people coming in. I think she did say 1 or 2 names. But this boy added names that the girl did not even say. So I don't know what's up with Camus. I don't know if he's doing it on purpose or what. Or if he's just that type of player. Because this is like the 3rd thing that he's done wrong. And he better watch it because he's about to get himself in trouble. And lastly, I'll end with Ashley. Rest her little soul, since she's been evicted. The girl, I don't know how she felt like she needed to say anything else. Girl, you were good. They say they were taking care of you. We're going to keep you in the game. Why did she feel it necessary to have to go to the other people who are not in the group that told her that she was safe and try and get their votes? You didn't need to do that. Zip it, you know? And here, what was it she said? She said, I'm going to stir things up. You stir things up, all right, my dear, but not the way you thought you did. You did it in a very negative way, stirred it up, and it cost you your big brother life. That's all I have, you guys. Until next time, next head of household. Let me make a prediction before I leave you. Who I think the next head of household would be, and who I want the next head of household to be. I guess depending on what the competition is, but no matter what it is, I'm hoping that it's Yash, because I want him to get that out of the way, because the quicker he's able to get it out of the way and put her up there, the better. Because if it waits some time down the line and then he put her up, it'll feel like you're holding on to something. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's better to just get it out right away. So let him win, get that tit for tat out the way, and then during his reign, they can come to talk with each other and just iron and hash everything out. To me, that's the best case scenario, to do it that way. But I do hope that somebody like Rome, or I don't think Jason will get it, because of the competition he won. I think it was a fluke myself. I don't think he's going to win too much of anything. Child, prove me wrong. That's all I can say. Prove me wrong. But I don't think he will. But I want it to be Yash for sure. But also, I wouldn't mind Rome or Mallory getting the head of household. I would love to see what Mallory does with her head of household. I want to know if she will bring into account what Melody did, how Melody wasn't there for her. And I also would like to see how Melody reacts, because she went hard when she saw that Mallory was floundering around. Is she going to go hard if Mallory gets into power? If she does, they better watch out, and they need to get her out of the house, because the girl she floats wherever the power goes and wherever the fear takes her. She's just I don't know, something ready to be detonated. I don't know. The girl just hazardous. That's all I got to say. Just remember I say that. Melody is hazardous. I don't know if she's as hazardous as that Angela chick, but she's hazardous. Mark my words. She's going to wreak havoc on some people that think they have her loyalty, like Lyric. To me, she's already done it to Mallory by not being there for Mallory. She's trying to get in Drew's good graces, so she might do something with him. I don't trust her as far as you can throw the little girl. I don't trust her. And I advise the people in that house not to trust her. I'm telling you. Good read of people. Now, that's all I have. Until next week, you guys. Happy Big Brother 28 viewing. Try not to travel too far, y'all.